So there's this common problem with a lot of people that are interested in personal development and self-improvement and all of these kinds of things where you're trying to improve your life, taking the advice from others, and you keep going and going and going and going, and nothing actually happens. This is something that I feel like needs to be addressed into this video. So please stick around to the end because you're going to find out why this is happening and how you can get around this and actually start to improve your life through the advice of other people. So, why is it that when all of these guys and we're watching these self-improvement videos from like these big, massive, successful creators and reading all these books and we're taking their advice, we're doing the exact steps that they follow, exactly how they tell us to do it. And it just doesn't work. The reason for this is actually a pretty simple one, but it kind of flies under the radar. You ready? We're all unique. No, that's actually the reason. We're all unique. We all have a different situation that's going on in our lives, and there's many different things that are happening. So if we follow the exact advice that they're giving, it's not going to work for us because our lives are different to theirs. We have to do different things so that we can adapt the advice that we're getting for our own lifestyle. If we're going to follow the advice down to a T of what these people are saying, it'll only work if we're living the exact same life that they are. Make sense? Awesome. So let's carry on. So, how can we work around this? We have this problem where we're trying to improve our life, but the advice from all of these people who have had so much success isn't working. Well, it's pretty easy. You can still take their advice and consume their content as long as you're not addicted to it. The way to do this is through self-reflection. Basically, what you have to do is set yourself some time aside. I don't even know. You know what I'm trying to say. Give yourself some time every single day, whether it's like 5 minutes or half an hour or even 1 minute. Just give yourself some time every single day to reflect on what is going on. What advice are you taking and how is this advice working for you? The best way that I found to implement this strategy is through journaling. Journaling is incredible. You get a piece of paper and a pen and you just write down what's going on. I find that no matter what, even if you're just writing down a couple sentences or you're writing pages and pages and pages, anything you write is going to benefit you. So there's no reason why every single day you can't spare 30 seconds or even 10 seconds to at least write one sentence, maybe even 5 words about what's going on. So, when we're journaling, what are we going to ask ourselves? Obviously, we're going to ask ourselves what went wrong, okay? And how did this go wrong? And what can we do to improve it in the future? So, let's say earlier today you came home from school or you came home from work and you sat in your room and you just had the urge, so you decided to beat your meat and unload everything. Then later in the day, you're reflecting on that and you're thinking, fuck man, how did I go wrong here? So, you write down what went wrong. I came home and I busted my nut. Then you ask yourself, how did this go wrong? You know what went wrong, but how did it go wrong? Why was I in the situation where I got the urge and I happily indulged in it? Were you sitting in your room bored? Maybe that's why. So, What can you do tomorrow? Instead of coming home and going straight to your room and unloading everything, maybe go home and don't even walk into your room. Maybe go home and spend some time in your backyard, or maybe don't even go home. Maybe go on a little adventure after you're done. Go and hang out with your friends. Just whatever you do, don't put yourself in the situation where you know you're going to screw up. So this is the strategy here. You get your journal and you just ask yourself, how did I screw up and how can I not do this next time? And then you take your own advice. So this is how we're sort of adapting to our own lifestyle. We take the advice from these people, we try it out, it doesn't work, and then we see, okay, what little tweaks can we make? How can we adjust things ever so slightly so that it works for us? Another thing that you can journal about self-reflection and improving your life is what went right. What did I achieve today? What did I do that worked well? Write these things down. You can't just constantly be negative going, oh, I did this wrong, I did this wrong, I did this wrong. You got to celebrate your wins as well, because your wins are just as important as your failures. When you win, you have to find out, what did I do that worked for me? Maybe the day that you went home and you went in your room and you actually didn't get the urge and busted a nut, maybe you went in your room and you were incredibly focused on something that you needed to watch. You had a big assignment that was due in 3 hours and you still had 4,000 words left to type. You're going to be hyper focused on that. So that's what went right. You had a clear direction. So ask yourself, what went wrong and what went right, and how did these things come to happen? The next method that can self-reflection that can improve your life I'm so bad at this, is to remind yourself of your goals. If you don't already have goals, I have a full guide to goal setting. I'm not even kidding. The thing's like almost an hour long. I think it's 54 minutes. I'll link a card to that. Hopefully I don't forget. And you should definitely go and watch that video if you haven't set yourself any goals yet. That video on setting goals is literally the most incredible way. It's it's a super advanced tactic, but I've made it and explained it in a way that it's super simple, that absolutely anyone can watch it and understand how to set themselves some goals and how to take action on them. And it's just incredible. That video is so super valuable. I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already set goals. Or if you have goals and they're just not really motivating you, go and watch that video as well. So, remind yourself of your goals. Go and grab that sheet of paper that you wrote down your goals in, okay, and read them. Just read over your goals like 10 times. Remind yourself of these things. Remind yourself of why you're here, why you're waking up in the morning, what you want to do with your life, both short-term and long-term. Reminding yourself of your goals is an incredibly powerful strategy. The third strategy that I want to teach you here is being grateful for what you did right. When you have a good day or a day filled with the good and the bad, write down, I'm grateful for what you did good. Be happy with your wins. If you keep constantly, beating yourself down of the things that you've done wrong, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to feel like shit all the time. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel like you're not achieving anything in life, when in fact you're actually achieving a lot more than you think. You might think that you're on this journey and you're learning all this stuff and your life isn't changing at all, when in fact it is. Your life will take such a massive 180. The trajectory of it will change so much. You just have to make sure that you write this down and you recognize what you're doing right. You can't always be focused on the things that you're doing wrong. It's good to know what's going wrong and how to fix that, but you have to know the things that you're doing correct, and you got to be grateful for them. So make sure you do that. The fourth strategy is to track your progress through setting smaller goals. So let's say you have this massive goal where you want to do 20,000 pull-ups on your pull-up bar by the end of the year, just for argument's sake, or just for an example, right? You set yourself some goals throughout the year. Maybe it's like, okay, I'm going to do 2,000 pull-ups every single month, so I'm on track to, you'll miss 2,500 pull-ups every single month, so that you can hit your goal in the future. This is an incredible way to track your progress through setting yourself smaller goals, and when you achieve those goals, you can look back at them and you can go, oh, I'm heading in the right direction. I'm doing the right thing. So make sure you set yourself some smaller goals that are linked with your big goal. When you do this and you achieve those tiny goals, you know you're heading in the right direction, which is literally what I just said. Okay. The fifth. The fifth way for you to use self-reflection to improve your life is to be willing to change things. Once you've journaled what went wrong and you know what's going wrong in your life, maybe take a look at your surroundings. Maybe there's something that's not really working out. Maybe it's your schedule that's just kind of stupid that you've made like 4 years ago and it's just not practical anymore and you have to change it. Change your schedule in something that works for you right now. Maybe your room layout is messed up, so maybe move your bed, move a desk to another part in your room. Change things up a little bit so that they're more suited to help you out. If there's that one place where you'd sit down every single day to watch porn, maybe if it's on your computer, pick up your computer and move it to another desk, move it to another room. Those little adjustments actually have a bigger effect than you think. Now, I'll give you a little story here. Some time ago, these walls behind me, this red and blue wall here, they weren't always there. In fact, a year ago, they didn't even exist, which is crazy. Well, it's not really that crazy. So there was a bit more space in this room that I have now, and I had the other space before completely perfect. It was awesome. It lined up exactly how my morning routine, everything flowed super, super well. And I was being super productive. I was achieving lots and lots of things. But then all of a sudden, when we built these walls, things changed. And it was pretty hard at times because obviously I was trying to live here while we're like doing like construction and stuff. I'm like literally sleeping in my bed right over there while that wall is being built. Obviously, it wasn't built by I did it with myself and my father, of course. And things changed. It was a lot more cramped up. I was not used to being like super, like squished into one place, and all of this stuff was just on top of me, and it completely threw my subconscious brain out of whack. It completely stuffed everything up. I just couldn't read for some reason. I just stopped doing it. It was much harder to just grab a book like this and just open it and start reading. It was just much harder to do anything. So I had to change the room layout. It just wasn't working. And throughout this recently, I've gone through like 3 or 4 different layouts, and I found this one here with my desk here and my recording setup here. And I find this to work really well for me. I'm starting to get back into my usual routine, and I'm starting to push and find lots of good achievements. So if something's not working out for you, maybe it's just your room layout or one specific time frame in your schedule, or something about even your phone lock screen, even the home screen on your phone. If you're always opening your phone and just subconsciously opening Instagram out of nowhere, what if you just got Instagram and you moved it to another page, or you moved it lower on the library of apps on your phone? You moved it somewhere else so that you accidentally, subconsciously, you open the weather app or something like that. Just change things. Be willing to change things. When you do this, you might find something that just works for you a lot better. So make sure you go and do that. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope it was good. I just threw down a bunch of great ideas that I think that you can adopt to help yourself, change your life. The idea of this video is that you're going to read a book, like some, self-help book or whatever it is, or watch a video, and you want to use the advice to help yourself change your life and just live a better life, of course. So you do these things, but you find they're not quite working for you. Through this self-reflection, through journaling, okay, well, what is not working with this advice that I've gotten? Oh, this guy's telling me to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym, and I've been doing that and it's just not working. Well, maybe it's better for my schedule, better for me to wake up a bit later. Maybe it's better for me to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning instead of the crack of the dawn. Change things around. You don't have to take everything that you learn exactly how it is, because we're different. We all have different situations, and the advice here, if you take it exactly how you hear it, sometimes it's just not going to work that way. Obviously, try do it exactly how they tell you, because it's been proven that it'll work, because how else do they have the success? Unless they're fraud, of course. But if it doesn't work for you, change it up in a way that does work for you. And if you change it and it still doesn't work for you, then keep changing it until you find something that actually does work for you and actually improves your life and makes you happier and more fulfilled. So I really hope that this video was helpful. Comment if you have any questions that you need help with, or if you have any further questions from this video that I didn't answer, or something that just didn't make any sense whatsoever. If you want to hear even more from me and get closer to me and ask me more personal questions, like personalized stuff, go and join the Discord server. The link's in the description. It's also in my channel about page. Subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day. Or night. If it's night, you should go to sleep.